And we are live. Welcome to episode 2 of the theDANshow. I'm Daniel Andrews. I'm owner and creator. I have got a fantastic show for you tonight. Now, this is a show for the advanced class. I am breaking down all 16 NFC teams. I'm going to go over all the spreads, and I'm going to give you the best bets to bet on. I'm going to give you the bets that I am going to bet on. All the numbers are coming from the William Hill Casino in Iowa Tuesday night. I didn't go back and update it, which is key because it's a very fluid situation. As a matter of fact, 49ers changed from Monday to Tuesday. So if you're watching this and you're at another casino, or even today, you may be watching this and you may say, hey, these numbers don't match. It is fluid. I'm just giving you Tuesday night because it's important that you have this information because the NFL season is going to start soon. Now, Thursday night is between two AFC teams, so you have additional time. You can place bets until Sunday morning. I strongly advise against that. Try going to any casino. I've been at a casino Sunday morning. If you watch my previous videos, I was in Vegas to kick off the NFL season last year. Now, I am very close to having 600 subscribers, so share this video with your friends. Share my content with your friends. It's A+ content. Now, if you're joining the live stream, you have two big advantages. Number one, we talk about what you want to talk about. If you're nice enough to grace my show, you're nice enough to add some input, we talk about what you want to talk about. I can talk hours upon hours upon hours about the NFL. That is very easy for me. But if you join the show, you have a question. Like, I'm doing the NFC tonight, but you're like, hey, Dan, I want to know about the Chiefs. I want to know about the Bills, Texans. Hey, man, I'm going to go ahead and answer that for you. Second reason you should join the show, I am going to rebroadcast this one, but I don't have to. There's nothing stating that I have to rebroadcast this. All right. Now, before I start the show, if you are in the greater Kansas City area, Quartz Cozy Cleaning. All right. Quartz Cozy Cleaning. Hey, cleaning is a difficult job. Have somebody do it for you. She's way cheaper than the big companies, the big names. I'm going to go ahead and put a link below in the description. Now, here's the drill. I have not used Courtney's service yet, but she named her daughter after me. So if you name your kid after me, I promote you on my show. I've known Courtney for a long time. So she has a small business, small cleaning company. She's better than the big names. I'm going to leave the link below. Check her out if you live in the greater Kansas City area. I'm not even getting paid for this. So, hey, let's start the show. And I am going to go ahead and let's see here, share my screen. And we are going to start off. Whoops, sorry here. Slow start here, but that's okay. We are going to start with the NFC East here. Now I'm going to go ahead and one of the reasons I don't do a podcast is because when you're this good looking, you want to go ahead and advertise it. But I'm going to block you. You don't get to look at this. You don't get to check out the cowboy hat. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up here. All right. Now, what you're looking at is what you're looking at on the top line here, this Dallas 120. That is the odds of Dallas winning the NFC East. So a $100 wager will win you negative 120. All right, you with me so far? Okay. Now, the over here, and my mouse is having some problems here. It's bang, bang, bang. All right, here we go. Sorry about that. All right, the mouse here is on. The over, this is over 10. It's 10 wins for the season. All right. If you bet Dallas to win 10 games, negative 110 means you have to wager $110 to win 100. You should already know that. This top number here is to win the NFC East. These two bottom numbers here is for the season. All right. This right here is one of the best bets that you can make right here. Whoops. I hit the wrong one, boy. Under 10. All right. This is a great bet to make. This went up from 9.5 to 10. So lots of people have bet the over. That's why it went ahead and jumped up from 9.5 to 10. I've said this over and over again. Anytime you have a team this season that's going under a new head coach and a new system, you want to go ahead and be very careful about that team. They're just not going to be as good. There wasn't an OTA. There wasn't a mini camp. There wasn't even preseason. Any team that has a new coaching staff. But what's really special about Dallas that you really got to pay good attention to is that Mike McCarthy brought in his buddy Mike Nolan, who hasn't been in coaching since 2014. He likes running a 3-4 scheme. The Tampa 2 scheme is completely different. This is a great bet. Under 10. Now keep in mind, 2021, Cowboys are going to be dangerous. 2020, take the under. All right, Philly. I like Philly to win the East, and one of my old subscribers had Philly to win the East at plus 122. This was, I think, around draft time. And this was, I believe, Bovada. I could be mistaken. I don't like betting online. I like going to the casino. And by the way, earlier, about 2 months ago, this was at 120. So this is a great number right now. I like Philly to win the division, so plus 160 is huge. Last year they were 9-7. I think they're better than 9-7, so I really like 9.5 here. I really like Philly to win over 9.5, but the smarter bet, in my opinion, is plus 120. And I apologize, my mouse is frozen. Damn, I am very sorry. There we go. All right. This is the better bet. This is the better bet because the same thing that could happen this last year. They could be 9-7. I know a few people that went ahead and took over 9.5 last year and was really frustrated because, hey, you win a division, but you only won 9 games. The Giants, 8-1. This isn't terrible, by the way. This is not terrible. If for some reason or another you think the Giants are going to win the division, you can do worse than 8-1. I would not take this at all. They are definitely rebuilding. But for them to get to 7 wins is not impossible. I would avoid betting the Giants like the plague because this defense is young and extremely, extremely talented. Oh, man. Where did I get these? Okay. All right. Hey, Tim, man, I apologize. I'm a little off, I guess. All these numbers are from William Hill Casino in Iowa. These numbers were taken last night at William Hill Casino in Iowa. So if you were in Iowa last night, you would have seen those same numbers. So this is a great question. I am going to do all my over-unders at Iowa. And here's the thing about betting the over-unders. This is where you make your money. That's why this video is so important because you make your money with your over-unders at the beginning of the year. If you're betting $100 a game during the week, you want to bet at least $1,000 on the over-unders at the beginning of the season. So this is why this video is so important, Tim, is because this is William Hill in Iowa, which I hope you're going to. You know, I'm going to be there soon. So, you know, I'll give you a heads up if you want to meet me there. Drinks are on me. All right. With the Giants, I would strongly avoid betting either one of these teams. The one thing I will say about Washington is that Alex Smith coming back really means a lot. Patrick Mahomes was instrumental. Patrick Mahomes has said over and over and over again that Alex Smith was key to him growing that first year. So Alex Smith plus Dwayne Haskins is key. If Alex Smith becomes the starter, by the way, Chase Young's better than either Bosa, so keep an eye on this. I wouldn't take either one of these. I'm just letting you know right now. I'm avoiding this like the plague. I'm avoiding this like the plague. Here's your bets right here. Under 10 at negative 110. Philly to win the division at plus 160. Those are your two bets. I kind of like this, but I'm again. All right, let's go next to the NFC South. All right. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. And again, taking away the talent. I mean, it's hard to let all of this go, but let's get the important stuff here. And Tim, I'm gonna take your comment away here. Great comment. All right. Again, the Saints, heavy favorites to win the division, as you see. All the top numbers are to win the division. Negative 115, so a $100 wager. You have to wager 115 to win 100. I love this bet right here. 10.5 is plus 105. This was a 13-3 team that got better. A 13-3 team that got better, and you got 10.5. I personally would put this at 11. I know it's a big number, but this is your best bet right here. Now, if you're completely sold on Tampa Bay and you're completely sold on Tom Brady and you're convinced, I think this is a terrible bet. I'll be honest, I think they're going to finish 9-7. I'm not going to touch Tampa Bay because if Brady gets hot, that defense comes together. But this would be my play. I am really high on Atlanta. The way they finished the season is amazing. I am extremely high on the Atlanta Falcons. I love this bet because I think that they're going to finish above 500. When I say 500, above 8-8, of course. I don't like negative 120. I just don't like it at all. Carolina, which is completely rebuilding, I actually like the under here. 5.5 is just such a small number. It's such a small number that to be perfectly honest, I don't advise it. I don't advise it, but I really do like the number. All right. Hey, Tim, bear with. Tim, I'm having some mouse problems here. Saints to win the Super Bowl is plus 1,200. Tim, that is a great question. And I did not think about it, but you know what? I have access to the app. The rule is, by the way, if you jump on my show, you want to talk about something, we talk about it, and the Saints to win the Super Bowl, I think 1,200 is the correct number. Let's take a look. I got it right here, brother. I got it right here. The Saints, it's actually 11-1. 11-1, Tim. So it's less than 1,200, 11-1. I actually do like that number. If you can get better than 11-1, I definitely would take it. The Saints, the problem I have with that is I think the two best teams in football are in the AFC, and I think that's Baltimore and Kansas City. The Saints to win the NFC, I thought they're the best team in the NFC the last couple of years. But I don't think they're as good as Baltimore, and I don't think they're as good as Kansas City. I think that if they get to the Super Bowl, I think they'll be underdogs, and I think they should be underdogs. plain and simple. But I do, this is an excellent point. I wasn't going to talk about it, but I do like the Saints to win the NFC. They are the best team in the NFC. They've been the best team in the NFC. They just have not been able to get it done. This is great, by the way, Tim. Right now, as of today, as of tonight, it's 11-1, not 12-1. And matter of fact, the Cowboys are 12-1. Which actually went down. They were actually at one point like plus 800. So the Cowboys, it's kind of weird because the point spread for the wins went up. Odds on them winning the Super Bowl went down. Great comment, Tim. All right, we're going to go NFC North next. All right. All right, here we go. NFC North. All right. Minnesota and Green Bay are both tied at plus 150. Whoops, sorry about that, guys. All right, both tied at plus 150. And here's the thing. I bring this. I've never seen this before. I've never seen a number this high. Plus 160 for an over-under. I'm not going to go ahead and look. I'm pretty sure if it stays at plus 160, it's actually going to jump up to 10. Again, same thing with Tampa Bay. I think this is a 9-win team. This is a 13-3 team that I think is going to be worse. You don't go from a 6-win team to a 13-win team. If it's plus 160, it means people are just betting the under, or specifically, I've never seen an under number this big. I've never seen this. The biggest number I've seen is 150. So this is extremely unusual. I actually like the under. There is zero chance I'm taking negative 180. That is a terrible number. I actually like the Vikings to win the division. I'm very high on the Vikings. This is not a bad number either. This is not a bad number. I really love this. Let me rephrase that. I love over 9. I hate negative 130. If this was a better number, I would take it. But it's not going to change. I actually think Chicago is more of a threat in the NFC North than most people. I do like over 8. They're 8-8. I think they're definitely a better team. They've definitely improved. Just the uncertainty at the quarterback position is the reason why I'm not going to go ahead and bet it. If you call me up and you're like, Dan, I got $1,000 on the Bears over 8, I'm like, that's smart. You made a good move. But I personally am not going to do it. The Lions, I have been on the Luke G Field Review show twice. Part of the DSA, the Detroit Sports Alliance. They talk Lions a lot. I am so sorry because I loved it when it was 6.5. Detroit and Dallas are the only two teams where the lines changed from the original. Dallas was 9.5, jumped up to 10. I liked the under at 9.5, so I definitely liked the under at 10. Detroit, I liked the under at 6.5. It jumped up to 7. I don't get it. I really don't. But here's the thing with DSA and people are on the Luke G Field Review. If they went ahead and said, hey, Dan, we like this. This is good. Okay, every fanboy channel, every channel that belongs to a team always has their team doing well. I jumped on the Carolina Panthers show where they're like, hey, what's Panthers record going to be? I saw the following numbers on the Carolina Panthers: 9-7, 10-6, 11-5. We're shocked the world. No. That's why you follow the DAN show, is because you get the real. All right. No fan bias here. Yes, I am a Chiefs fan, but I've also made more money betting on the Chiefs than I have not betting on the Chiefs. That's hard to do. And I also would bet against the Chiefs. If I saw a line and I was like, hey, I'm going to bet against the Chiefs, I have no problem doing that. This is one of the best bets you can make. But somebody I know, I follow on Instagram, has the Lions winning the division. He had a litany of reasons. A lot of them I don't agree with. Lots of people are liking the Detroit Lions. I am not one of them, even though I've been on Luke G. Field Review Show twice, and I got lots of love from Detroit. Some great fans. Luke G. Field Review, great show. Lions, I think, are going to be a dumpster fire this year. I think that the general manager and the head coach are both going to be gone after the season. I don't see the Lions being a good team, so I strongly recommend under 7. This is probably your best bet overall. I do like Minnesota in over 9. I don't like negative 130. All right. Man. All right. Then we got the last one here. We got the NFC West. All right. And for some reason or another, it is. Okay, here it is. I got a lot of menus here. All right. San Francisco is favored to win the division. If you've been following me, I have been preaching. By the way, this jumped down since Monday. This was on Tuesday. Monday, this was negative 120. This was even money. The reason why it's jumping like this is because people have been listening to me. Well, I'm sure it's not just me. My show's not big enough. It's not big enough yet. But people love the under. People are I've been saying it at the very beginning, but under 10.5 is huge. This is a great bet right here. Taking under 10.5 is huge. This is something you want to do. This is a great bet. What's even a better bet is Seattle over 9.5. Here's the thing. I mean, this is my team that I have favored to win the division. They've won double digits every year since 2012, except for 2017. They're 9-7. They're 11-5 last year. They added Jamal Adams. So here's what you want to do. This is one of the best bets that you can make. All right, my bad. These two bets are two of the best bets you can make. Actually, it's kind of funny. I didn't mean for my mouse to do that, but this is what you want to bet on right here. Seattle at plus 225 to win the division. You're getting over 2-1 odds. This is a team that came. Do you remember the last game of the season between Seattle and San Francisco? It's the last play of the game, and I don't remember the Seattle tight ends who caught the pass. He was like 2 inches short. He crosses the goal line. They win the game. They win the division. Seattle got better. San Francisco got worse. This is what you want to bet. Whoops, I messed that all up. You want to bet this, then you want to take this is actually my favorite, then this, and then if that was on the under. So I messed up there. LA, I haven't had a chance to watch Hard Knocks yet. I mean, out of all the teams here, LA really gives me I have a lot of questions about LA, and the reason why is that, and my mouse froze up again. I should have. All right, so you have over 8.5 at 130, under 8.5 for 110. Here's the drill. They're talented. They have more. They're not as good as they were last year when they're 9-7. They lost some key players, but they're still more talented than a 9-7 team. I would avoid LA like the plague. All right. Now, there's been a lot of talk about Budda Baker and his contract. I actually really like it. I like Budda Baker, and I like the fact that Arizona just said, hey, look, we don't want you to become a free agent. You're one of the best players in football. We're just going to give you the big money. And the best part is that 2 years from now, he's probably going to be like the 7th or 8th highest paid safety. By the way, they also screw Seattle because you give Budda Baker $15 million a year. What's Jamal Adams going to ask for? Yeah, it's pretty smart by Arizona. If every year a team goes worse to first, every year a team goes worse to first. So if you're going to take a team in the NFC to go first to worst, I would take Arizona, and I would take the 12-1 odds. Now, am I going to put action down on this? No. But if you're going to say, hey, look, give me a team that's going to finish first to worst, give me a team, I'm telling you Arizona, and you would get 12-1 odds. You can do worse. I am really not buying into the hype yet. I do like over 7, barely. I would never take negative 135. So I cannot emphasize this enough. I love Seattle to win the division. I really love over 9.5. San Francisco's going to go ahead and take a step back. Every time a team goes from losing double digits consecutively, and San Francisco's like 4 or 5 straight years, double-digit losing seasons. They had the second pick in the draft. They're a 4-12 team. They go to 13-3, and people think they arrived. No, it never, ever works like that. Never. All right, here we go. What do I think about Simmons and Defensive Rookie of the Year? I know everyone's got love for the young man. I love Simmons. All right. Here's the problem I have with Simmons is that he's being used as an outside linebacker in Arizona, and I don't think he's an outside linebacker. I think his best position, I wanted him to go to Detroit at 3 and play a hybrid role, play a hybrid safety linebacker, get him on the back end, get him on the front side, being used kind of like they're going to use Jamal Adams in Seattle. Actually, to tell you the truth, that would have been the best move right there, using him like you would use Jamal Adams. And I thought that was really his natural position. He's not really an outside linebacker, but they're going to use him as an outside linebacker. So I really just don't like that very much. That's just what I think. I'm going to take the obvious choice. I would take Chase Young. I think Chase Young is man, my boy Funk. Man, Funk, listen, you can backtrack. I'm gonna rebroadcast this Thursday. But I do got a question for you. The Detroit Lions are getting lots of love from Vegas. That exactly. And man, I'm sorry, man. I want to post this because it's perfect here. That's exactly what I wanted. But Arizona, they're not going to use them that. They're using, okay, I use our lads, and I also look at ESPN. Both of them have them playing as an outside linebacker. That's why I don't like them. See, if he was drafted by Detroit, he would have been used as that hybrid third safety. He was in the box. He would have covered tight ends. You can use them perfectly. That's probably how they're going to use Jamal Adams. That would have been perfect. I think Chase Young is going to be Rookie of the Year. I think Chase Young is better than either Bosa, and I think he's better by a significant amount. I actually don't even think it's close. I think that he's just head and shoulders. He was, in my opinion, Young was head and shoulders the best player in the draft by a huge amount. Huge amount. The number 2 player I had was Derek Brown, which I think he'll be a really good player. It's just going to take time in Carolina. As far as Simmons, I think he's going to be miscasted a little bit. I really think he needs to play on the inside, not the outside. He wasn't really a pass rusher at Clemson. That's why I kind of worry about it. Now, if you're going to have him play as an outside linebacker, and you're going to have him go over the tight end, like my boy Funk said, then I like it. All right, listen, I got a little sidetrack here. Funk, I need your help. Vegas loves the Lions. I don't get it. I don't see it. Vegas has the Lions and the Cowboys as the only two NFL teams that the points that the over-under has gone up. Vegas has always loved Dallas because people from Dallas have money. People always want to bet on the Cowboys, whether they're good or not. And I think this is a great year to bet against them. Vegas does not like Detroit, but the line started off at 6.5. It's now 7. I don't see it. If you hear some banging, I have some new neighbors. They're getting moved in. I'm letting it slide for tonight and maybe tomorrow. But whatever they're moving up there is going to come to an end soon. I mean, there's been an excessive amount of banging. So Detroit player. Okay. I get that from the Detroit side, but is there enough action from Detroit and people in the city of Detroit to make a Vegas line jump up? I mean, I'm not talking Michigan. I'm looking. Well, you know what? I mean, I don't think Detroit's really close to. I know it's not that close to Iowa. I mean, you know, I-35, 7-8 hours. I don't see it. Vegas is really, really loving Detroit. For a team to jump up is just crazy. So, but you know, look, here's kind of my summary here. All right, we're gonna get the talent back in here. By the way, great comments, Funk, Tim. All right, man. Here are my top bets. I'm going to give you the 7. I get Tim. That's the only thing I can think of, man. It's like, is everybody in Detroit just put their money? I'm sorry, Funk. Detroit has everything that a bad team has. You have a quarterback coming off of an injury. You have 6 new players on defense. You have a brand new, never been a defensive coordinator before as defensive coordinator, and it's a complex defense. I really think I think there should be. I think odds would be better on if Patricia finishes the season or not. I really do. That's a possibility. That is definitely a possibility. So I'm going to give you my top 7 bets. All right. I'm sorry, 6. Top 6 bets, starting off with number 6, and that's Detroit under 7. All right. Detroit under 7, -110. A $110 bet will win you 100. I love the under for the Lions. I think that this is a team that I think Patricia is going to be. I want to post this, but my mouse is frozen. To tell you the truth, I've had some issues with my mouse, but I thought it was just. I'm gonna have to do some work on this here after the show's over here. Yeah, I really think that this is going to. Here's the good news. I think that Eric Bieniemy, the Chiefs offensive coordinator, is going to be the Lions head coach in 2021. But I don't see any possible way the Lions are going to be good this year. I would be shocked if they finished anywhere other than the cellar. That's just my opinion. Lions under 7 and -110 is my number 6 bet. Number 5. Cowboys under 10. Anytime this season, actually anytime you switch schemes, you bring in a new coach, you bring in a new scheme, it's always difficult. You know, okay, Funk, they're using him as outside linebacker. That's what they did in Kansas City, and it really worked well. For those of you who don't know, Reggie Ragland was benched when the Chiefs switched from a 3-4 to a 4-3 because he's an inside linebacker in a 3-4 defense. You've heard the term they're using C. Jones rule. I don't get it. All right, I missed something there, Funk. But what I was going to say is that Ragland's barely the hashtag guy. If you put him in space, he's just had lots of problems. So okay, Christian Jones, I gotcha. So what the Chiefs did is that they benched him. He handled it the right way, and about a little past midway of the season, they put him in at starting outside linebacker, but they used him really close to the line of scrimmage. And that's when the Chiefs defense really took off and became one of the better defenses in the National Football League. But is he a natural outside linebacker? No, he's not. I think he's a perfect 3-4 inside linebacker as long as you got speed around him. If he's one of those guys, if he's close to the running back goes down. I love his tackling ability. He just doesn't have any range. But if they're using him at outside linebacker, that's really interesting because that's what Kansas City did, and the defense really took off. But they're using a 4-3 defense, completely different. I do find that really interesting. I do find that extremely interesting, though. I still think the coach is going to be fired. I'm telling you right now, Eric Bieniemy is going to be the coach of the Detroit Lions in 2021. But Dallas under 10, you have a new system on offense and you have a new system on defense. All right. And I've talked about the Cowboys a lot more than I should have, but here's the drill. When you're going from a Tampa 2 defense to a 3-4 defense, it's two completely separate defenses. And that's why I don't like it. It's either that or you have Nolan who's coaching the Tampa 2 defense where he doesn't normally coach a Tampa 2 defense. I think Dallas is better off when they run the ball. Dak Prescott's first 3 years, they were a run-heavy offense. Last year, they were a pass-heavy offense, and everybody got fired. So you bring in a pass-heavy coach. I don't really see it. And they're not sold on Prescott because they already signed him to a big deal. So under 10 for the Cowboys is a very smart bet. Number 4, Philly is plus 160 to win the East. I love Philly in the East. And I love plus 160 at one. This was at 120. One of my subscribers got plus 122 on Bovada. And I told him, I said, you should hold off because if Wentz gets injured, which unfortunately has happened quite often, you want to wait. But he went ahead and put action out. I think he's going to win that bet. I can get plus 160 in Iowa. I'm probably going to take that. My number 3 bet, Saints over 10.5. Saints are the best team in the NFC. They've been the best team in the NFC. They're better than they were last year. They've improved. They're 13-3, and I think they got better. Matt Ryan almost hit 5,000. Matter of fact, okay, this is great. I'm glad. This is part of the reason why I want people to join. I think Matt Ryan is a prime candidate to hit 5,000 because he almost hit 5,000 last year. The problem is that he got beat up. He got sacked over 50 times. Schaub had to play a game for him. He only played in 15 games and he has over 4,500 yards. So Matt Ryan to hit 5,000 is a definite possibility. Remember, the one thing I will say, because they drafted 2 linemen in the first round, both were major reaches. Chris Lindstrom was 12th overall. A lot of people thought he was a second-round guard. He was injured almost a whole year. And then they drafted McGrary, who, when they talked to him when he first got drafted, he goes, I didn't think I'd go in the first round. You never, ever, ever want to hear a player say that. But anyway, the Falcons traded up back into the first round to take an lineman because they were like, hey, look, we're ready to go to the Super Bowl. We just need these 2 rookie offensive linemen. Oh, no, they had problems in other spots. So that's a big reason why I really love Atlanta over 7.5. I really love Atlanta. Those two. This isn't a fact, by the way. This is not something that's a fact. But when you have a team, when you have a player on the offensive line who plays all 16 games as a rookie, usually that second year he plays better. Not always, but usually he plays better. So I really, really think Atlanta. Now, keep in mind they did sign Todd Gurley, so I think that they're going to go. I really think that they're going to go a little more run. But I do like Matt Ryan as a candidate to throw for over $5,000. Funk, if Eric Bieniemy was the head coach, yes. But one thing about Matt Patricia, and this is a big reason why I have the Lions under 7 wins, is Matt Patricia has wanted to be a more run-heavy team. Matthew Stafford's been consistently one of the best passers in the National Football League, but under Stafford, not last year because he got hurt, but the year before he threw for under 4,000 yards because Patricia wants to run the ball. Patricia wants a old school offense. That's why he drafted Hawkinson at number 7. What you see with George Kittle is exactly what they want in Hawkinson. And by the way, they gave Kittle what was it, 4 years, $60 million deal. Kittle didn't even have 1,000 yards receiving. Is that what it was? Wow. And you know what? I was not aware, but I do know that he was under 4,000 2 years ago. And he hasn't been under 4,000, I think, since he was a rookie. So, but if that's the case, because I think Swift will lead the team in receptions, believe it or not. I think Swift's going to have over 80 catches. I think you're going to see a lot of dump offs. By the way, you're going to love DeAndre Swift. He was easily my number 1 running back. Funk, man, I've said this many times. Stafford's tougher than a 99-cent steak. He's tougher than a 99-cent steak. He really is. It's just that when you're coming back from injury, is he going to be the same guy? You can't bank on it. The offensive line, I think you have to admit it's a question mark. The defense definitely is a question mark. If they would have gotten an experienced defensive coordinator, you got to remember, I mean, how many new starters? You tell me, how many new starters do you have in Detroit? 5, 6, 7 on defense. I see no way that this defense isn't terrible. And Patricia seems to want an old school offense. Now, if Patricia just says, you know what? Damn the torpedo, Stafford, throw the ball 60 times a game. We'll get creative. We'll line up. We'll put Hawkinson all over the field. Swift's going to play all over the field. Your duo of receivers are top 5. Yeah, this is a big reason why I like Detroit under 7. I think you got a coach who's not a good coach. I mean, if you want to say the Vikings have a new offensive coordinator, you could say that. But, I mean, let's face it, when Kubiak arrived, that's Gary Kubiak offense. I didn't go into detail about that because I brought I made 32 videos breaking down all 32 teams, so I'm just going over the spreads. But and you're completely correct. And the thing is, though, they didn't really do that last year. They still tried to run the ball. Now that they got Swift, they got a good running back. But I'm gonna stand by it. Funk, I'm gonna tell you something. I hope I'm wrong. But yeah, I'm stand by it. The Lions under 7, solid bet. My second number 2 bet, Seattle plus 225 to win the division. And I love this because they came like this far away from winning the West last year. If you don't remember, the last game of the season was a game against San Francisco. The last play of the game, the tight end catches the ball. He's like this far away from the end zone. He was stopped. I'm not saying it was a bad call. I'm not saying that at all. He was stopped, but it was literally this far away. He gets this much closer. Seattle's 12-4. San Francisco's 12-4. Seattle beat them earlier in San Francisco, so they would have won the division. This far away from winning the division. San Francisco got better. I'm sorry, Seattle got better. San Francisco got worse. By the way, I don't have it on my list, but I do love San Francisco under 10.5. That was number 7. I didn't put it down, so that's shame on me. Shame on me. My number 1 bet, Seattle over 9.5. It's even money. And I can't emphasize this enough. Man, you know what? I'm so jacked up, man. I drank half an energy drink. I'm drinking coffee and I got water. Here's the thing, Tim. There's lots of people out there that are going to talk a bunch of baloney. I'm going to try to keep this PG. I don't have to. But I choose to. I want to make this as professional as I can. There's actually a YouTube show out there where a guy just picks games, just wins and losses, and last year he wasn't even at 50%. All right. This is why you follow theDANshow, because I am going to go up to Iowa. I'm going to make a video of it, and I'm actually going to put money on this. This is my number 1 money maker right here, plus 225. I'm going to actually put my hard-earned money on it. So I'm not just sitting here saying, hey, Tim, you should do it, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, this is a great idea, but I'm not going to do it. This year, I'm actually going to show you what I'm putting money on. This is the reason why you want to watch this show. This is why, because this will make you money. This is a great bet. I'm going to put money down on it. This and Seattle over 9.5 even money. Those are my top 2. Those are the 2 I'm definitely going to put down. Now, as far as San Francisco, Saints, Philly, and Dallas, I'm on the fence. You can call me Funk. If you're still there, I'm going to let you know something right now, man. I got so much love for Detroit. I don't think I could really go against them. And here's the thing. It's not you, because you're a Lions fan. Lots of people are high on Detroit. Am I missing something? Am I just way off on Detroit? That's the thing. I don't get it. But something about the Detroit Lions, people just absolutely love. Yeah, I do too. Hopefully you mean Seattle. Yeah, those are my 2 best bets. I'm going to put action on Seattle over 9.5 because it's even money. Seattle plus 225 to win the division. I like San Francisco under 10.5. The Saints over 10.5. Philly plus 160. Now, if you're wondering, I'm probably not going to put money on Dallas just because they do have talent, but I really think they're going to finish around 8-8. I just see, at least this year, the talent's there, just nothing else is. Tim, you jumped on late, so I'm not sure if you know this. I went on the Luke G. Field Review twice. The DSA, the Detroit Sports Alliance, I went on their show twice. Detroit has some great sports fans. You can call me Funk. One of the subscribers to the DSA, he was on the show when I was on with Luke G. He's shown some love here. And you know what the best part is that me and him were on complete opposite sides of the draft, because I had one opinion on the trade compensation for the 3rd overall pick. He had another opinion. And I wish I said it, but he said it. He goes, isn't it great how 2 grown men can disagree about sports without one calling names to the other one. Because here's the drill. You want to tell me I'm wrong? I'll listen to it all day long. You want to tell me, hey, Dan, I have a different opinion? I'm going to listen to it all day long. You start name calling me, boom, you're done. And there's so many people on social media, I just block this. Instead of sitting here, there's so many 49ers fans. It's like, hey, look, I should put it down. I thought about doing a video because I went on a 49ers show, and in the chat room, they actually kicked me out because I was talking facts. I wasn't trash talking. I was talking facts. It was some of the stupidest things I've ever heard in my entire life. But they kicked me out. I wasn't even name calling. So, and by the way, in case you're not aware, the Chiefs did win the Super Bowl. This was before the Super Bowl. So, man. So this is why you watch the show. I gave you some excellent money-making advice. Funk, I'm pulling for your Lions. I just think under seven's not only going to happen. I would strongly advise betting on it. So that's just my opinion. This was a great show. Now next Wednesday, I'm going to do the AFC. I'm going to break down all 16 AFC teams. I'm going to do the same thing. So hey, this is a great show. Thanks for everybody for commenting. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends, and I will see you next week.